Hey, yo, fresh out the.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see a brawl inside the AFC North. It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers on Monday night.
At the convergence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers, we're in the football town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at Acrisure Stadium. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off from Acrisure. Cordero Patterson now to return. And look at this return. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very well how to play this game.
Second down now, 7 to go. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Steelers first down.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Freiermuth there to bring it in. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the 48. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Russ now from the gun. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Wilson now, 1st and 10. It's taken in by Washington. And he takes this one nearly to the red zone before going out. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Throw left side finds Freiermuth. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers finish up an excellent opening series. Pat Freiermuth, the touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Steelers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Good looking return here, and he's got room. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Completed over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46.
Here we go.
On first down, here's Burrow. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. Second down coming up.
Gun.
They'll try it right with Brown. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
Here we go.
Play action now. Burrow. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down. From the gun, a give to Brown. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Here's Brown again. And he'll go down here at the 16. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals finish off their opening drive. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
That one splits the uprights. And the Bengals start off well to tie things 7-7. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Harris once more. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Wilson now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Wilson on 1st and 10. Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. It's caught. That's Calvin Austin.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Blitz coming, Russ. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. Geno Stone picks it off. And just like that, a really good drive is taken away with an INT.
Sure was a lot of promise on that series, right? That's a small silver lining for them at the very least, but probably won't be much comfort now.
Here we go.
And it's going to feel even worse when this quarterback watches the tape tomorrow.
And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Same as a touchback here. Fair catch made at the 20. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Taking the handoff. Now Wilson. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. McPherson at the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Bengals take the lead here, 14-7 in the 1st. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Patterson now to return it. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And he'll go down after fighting his way into the 32.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
36 power.
Russ off the play fake. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. But still plenty of options left on 3rd and short. Wilson now off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. On 4th down, the Steelers are going to turn to Cameron Johnston to punt this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it'll be Bengals football. New set of downs for him at the 38.
Here we go.
Now a give. It's Brown headed right. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Tackled by the venerable Cameron Hayward.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They'll run again with Brown. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
Here we go.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And this time they won't surrender anything. They wrap him up at the line. The Bengals send out the punting unit. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Mike Hilton getting up there for the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Finds his man, it's Van Jefferson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down.
That's good for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Harris gets it on the counter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Good rip on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Wilson. Throwing deep for the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. DJ Turner comes up with it. And the Bengals get it back after making their 3rd first-half interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go.
A give left side to Brown. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense.
11 MT.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. That's caught for the 1st. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Brown on the inside give. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle.
On 1, ready?
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Gun.
Here's Burrow. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. That one gains 7. And it'll be 1st down, Bengals.
Here we go.
Now there's the flag. Looks like the jump came from the left side of the line.
False start. Offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards.
Here we go.
Burrow setting up the play action. Makes the grab in bounds left side. That's the end of our 1st quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. It's a 14-7 game. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break.
On one, ready?
We're all set to bring you the second quarter. The Bengals well within striking distance. Tight end in motion left. First down, Burrow to throw. Catch is made in close. And this is down all the way to the 3. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Brown reaches the end zone. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals parlay the interception into points. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals double their lead to 14. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And a nice drive last time out, Brock, squandered by that interception. So I think they'd take a repeat of everything except that final play. First down, here's Russ. He's looking deep once again. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on first down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
And he gets it forward and still about a yard out of that. Play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. Extra DB out there for the Bengals. Third down coming. Russ now from the gun. And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion. Here's Cameron Johnston to punt it away once more. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Bengals and running back Chase Brown getting set to begin another drive here. They threw it the whole way down the field on their last drive, and they'd welcome the same level of play on this series as well. First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. And with a half of football left to play, we can see already how close he is to that 100-yard mark in this game.
Here we go.
Gotta think that he stands a good chance of reaching it with plenty of time left to go. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. Back to the line they go. It's second down.
Here we go.
Looking to throw, Burrow. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Here we go.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Finds his man, Chase. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs. And he's now reached it with that last catch.
11 MT tank. 11 MT tank. Stop.
On first down, here's Burrow. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. He gets half of the 8 yards remaining, partner. That gives him second and goal from the 4. Burrow back to throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals stretch their lead to 21. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Steelers offense headed out. They're down 21 now after that last score and in need of a comeback as we work through this game. Williams with a quick pass out wide. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 38. Throw secured by George Pickett. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Just excellent effort on that cat.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. Set it down, started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Caught by Freiermuth. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. It was Geno Stone up there.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. He's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball. I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. From the left hash, this is from 47. Dicker connects there. And it gets a fraction closer as the lead's down to 18.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Has this at the 6. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bengals back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They have the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series.
Gun.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Brown. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Looking for the back that time. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Here we go.
Burrow. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. On now comes their punter. Back deep, the speedy Calvin Austin. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fair catch call. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it'll be their football. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Warren. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Wilson now from the gun. Got Williams, and it's complete.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now here's Russ. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. George Pickens the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
You know, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers make it an 11-point ball game. Now Boswell on to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And in a high-scoring game to this point, everyone anticipating, well, even more points as they take the field. Handoff headed left to Brown. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. They've invested some early touches in him, Brock, and the returns so far, I'd say very promising.
Kate, I told you the story before, but it was the same play 18 plays in a row. You know, I was really good with that clipboard on the sidelines. 18 plays in a row. Peyton ran the same play. If you can't stop it, keep calling it.
Here we go. Stop.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Burrow out of the shotgun. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Burrow from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That's a pickup of 9. And it sets up a Cincinnati 1st down. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. The Bengals pushing for a bigger lead before halftime.
On 2, ready?
1st down, ball at the 36.
Gun.
Going with Brown on the ground. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, we'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
Teammates notice when they got a guy willing to take it on the chin to get rid of the pass. That's a pass that's going to earn a lot of points with the other 10 players, not just today, but when they go back and watch that play on tape.
This one taken in by Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Here we go.
A run with Brown. And he'll push them down to the 6-yard line. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
11. Here we go. 11 mighty.
A give now to Brown. And he'll bring it into the end zone. Touchdown, sits. The Bengals boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Going after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals push their lead to 18.
Steelers 17.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. Returns looking good so far. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The Steelers down to Russell Wilson, headed back to the field now. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They've got 1st down from the 31. Wilson. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. That throw finds Pickens. And he has this one past the 50 and will start downhill into Bengals territory. Second and 3 now. from the 48. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. The Steelers use their third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Let's see what they went with on third down. On play action now, Wilson. He throws a bullet down the right side. Oh no, they get him yet again. Cam Taylor-Britt picks it off.
4 picks, 1 game. Yeah, I get it. They've not all been his fault, but it isn't any easier to stomach. For the sake of his mental game, I think it's about time to limit things to short, easy passes or simply take him off this field altogether.
A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first.
I'm one. Ready?
First down, ball at the 36.
Here we go.
Now it's a bootleg for him. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
23 yards. And the Bengals first down.
That brings us to halftime with the visiting Bengals out in front. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Reports.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Now Boswell on to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. Finds some space, he's past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. And I think we can agree the plan to keep him out of the end zone, it hasn't quite worked so well for this defense, at least not yet. He scored twice, really been the one his group can turn to for a spark or a big play when they've needed.
Kickoff returner is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Gun. Stop.
First down, Burrow to throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Well, both ends of their defense nearly came away with a huge play. Another step, and they sacked the quarterback. But even still, the hit altered the throw and almost set up a takeaway.
Burrow throwing again on 2nd and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They're working quickly here. Now it's Brown. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead.
Here we go.
Get what you need.
Play action now. Burrow. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. Well, it seems like the only thing that's going to be able to stop this guy or even slow him down is going to be that final whistle, Brock. This defense has been inconsistent at best.
This is one of those moments where it just feels like it's a privilege to watch. Right? When you're at a concert and you're just listening to somebody that's the best of the best, you just want, you want more. And right now up in this booth, I want to see this guy continue to put on a show.
Completes this one to Chase. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. time. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals continue piling onto this lead.
Steelers 17.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff taken at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Steelers film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Russ setting to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they face 2nd down. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice. Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Russ now from the gun. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Wilson on 1st and 10. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. They'll toss it to Harris. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Finds the in route complete. And he's going to be tackled, but still all the way down to the 6. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Trying to run in, Harris. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. They're 3 yards closer to the end zone. Here comes 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Still chances to get these final 4 yards. It's 2nd and goal. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got it! And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Harris. And he bowls through the defense for a touchdown. The Steelers start the 2nd half with some needed points. Najee Harris, the touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers make it an 18-point game. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
First and 10 now from the 30.
12. Here we go.
On the ground, Brown. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Minka Fitzpatrick in on the stop. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5-6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
We're working a couple of yards past the line. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Everybody rushing back to the line. Fourth down, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10.
Gun.
Brown on the carry. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Cole Holcomb there on the stop.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Burrow setting up the play action. Big catch made, and he got both feet in. They strike. Mike Tomlin never afraid to tell the officials how he feels, and he's got the challenge flag out. Now we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
After review
That didn't break out how they thought it would, and they're going to lose the first of their 3 timeouts for their trouble. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Man in motion here. Burrow to the air now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. And on 4th down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Butker knocks it through. And that stretches the lead to...
That's a type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this one, well, I think we all know it's going to be a tough one to watch again on film, but a lot to be learned from this showing here, right? He's been intercepted 4 times, and it's been real tough to get a good read on what the coverage has been doing to stop him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll start with a give to Harris. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Big shot to begin the drive. Has him up beyond the 40. Harris once more. Juke the defender. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Completed here to Pickens. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Russ off the play fake. He's got... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
So for those of you keeping track, we get a solid completion for decent yardage on 1st, and then we go backwards on 2nd. Kate, I guess we got a quality rubber match right here on 3rd down.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. He has the 1st over the middle. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
all set up now. 1st and 10. Tight end going in motion here. First down throw from Wilson. Snared by his running back. It's Najee Harris. He'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. But one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
From the 26 on 2nd down. Throw complete to Williams. And he's going to be out of bounds right along the 20.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. The Steelers have possession, but this game, pretty one-sided as we start the 4th. Third and just 2 to go. They'll try to run it with Harris. And he's brought down for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. Wilson now from the gun. He finds him beyond the marker. They hit for 16 yards on 4th down, and a drive we all thought had stalled out is going to carry on.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Von Bell takes it away.
Red zone defense, it is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
It's just set. 11. Stop.
Straight ahead, it's Brown. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And he hauls this one up to the 11 before being stopped.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Here we go. Stop.
They'll run again with Brown. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Sending the tight end in motion left. 2nd and 6 now. This one taken in by Chase. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. They're set up at the 35 now.
11. Here we go. Stop.
Trying an inside give to Herbert. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
He was brought down by Cole Holcomb. Brought down back at the 31-yard line.
Stop.
Here's 2nd and 14. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
On 1, ready?
He was covered by Dante Jackson.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Here's Burrow. Oh, they tried the lateral. It's a live ball. Steelers have it, headed the other way. This one intended for the running back.
Well, you can just see the QB scanning, can't you? He's moving, he's looking downfield, but everything covered up on the back end. That 2nd and 3rd level defenders did their job, and what did it do? Well, free that pass rush up to strip the ball away from the QB.
The home team's ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at the... They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Flush down out to his left. Now he takes it. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers get it back to within 2 possessions. Russell Wilson with the touchdown. His 3rd total score this game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers get it back to a 14-point game. Now Boswell on to send this away. Returning it from the 4. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Out comes the offense for the Bengals. And they're already up by... They're out and set, 1st and 10. They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 1st down.
They'll have to come up with 5 extra yards now after that 1st down flat. Burrow from the gun. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. Finds his man Chase. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. 3rd down coming up. On target to his man Higgins. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before... First and 10, give to Harris. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards. Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 38. Warren's got it, complete. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Wilson on third down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Looking for George Pickens that time. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. To throw, here's Wilson. Hits him on the out route. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers now within 1 score in the 4th. Najee Harris, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with 1 end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get 1, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Boswell to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Steelers chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. Just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And as he accumulates catches this season, Brock, some have stuck out to us more than most. One of them on that last drive as he's reached a significant milestone for himself this year. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Got a man, it's Gesicki. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a meager 2-yard gain, but that's enough to award them the first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
12, 12, 12. Turbo's hot. They're hot.
Going to the ground again on first. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have second down and 3.
11 MT, hey. Here we go. Here we go. 11 MT, 11 MT. 11 mighty, 11 mighty. 11 Thomas.
Here's Brown again. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
On one, ready?
Third down, 1 yard to go.
Here we go, here we go. Stop.
Brown on the inside give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1.
Here we go. Stop.
A give now to Brown. And that run won't come close. That's a turnover on.
Love aggressive defenses, and a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against the pass, or in that case, against the run. Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
On first down, it's Wilson. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it second down.
I think you're seeing why they like this guy in coverage, man. He reacts well to throws and is so adept in breaking up passes right through contact or before they ever reach the target.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Motioning the tight end now. 2nd and 10 now. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Warren quick on the draw. And he gets a gain of 9, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They'll run for this. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. And they do not get a desperately needed first down. He doesn't make it, and they still trail after the turnover on downs.
You know, it's almost like the defense heard that call in their helmet themselves. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run. And their reward is getting off the field.
So now here comes... Still more than a field goal, thankfully, should the worst happen, Brock. But obviously the goal here is to hang on to the ball and try to run this game out.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the best formation in the history of offensive football. The victory formation.
The victory formation.
That is all.
Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. Dante Jackson takes it away. And the Steelers have some new life in the football. but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
Here he is to throw. Escapes out to the left. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
Trust. Kate, it is such a big part of playing the quarterback position. Yeah, you got to trust you can make the right reads in the passing game, but sometimes these little runs that just get that first down, it gains further equity, further trust with your play caller, and most importantly, gives you a first down for the offense. Can't cover it much better than that really well covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. He'll look to throw it. To the sideline and intercept it. No, it's incomplete. He had the pick. Just couldn't hang on, though. And this drive lives on to see third down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. Setting up to pass. Has it down close. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the fourth. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. And there's enough time left that you can't call it impossible. They're going to need a heck of a play downfield to get in range for a possible game winner. Getting out to his left. He takes it himself. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Back to throw. Completes this one to Chase. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Bengals. And the whistles go off, so we got a timeout. 9 seconds left in the game.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Nabbed along the sideline by Higgins. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
This one's off the mark. It's going to wind up short and too far right. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. Now, hopefully this conclusion will be just as exciting as our opening 4 quarters. The kick is away here in overtime. Returning it from the 4. Oh, he's showing some burst on his return. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. The Cincinnati offense headed out now. They left a few on the table there last time out, Brock, settling for a field goal try that missed the mark. Oh, big interception here. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. There he goes, right sideline. And forget the interception. He makes this a pick-6 touchdown. Well, Brock, the fans, all right, here we go, Steve.